Hi Aries, Sun, Moon, and Ascendant. This is Dane, and I'm going to be doing your December 1st to the 7th, 2024 reading for you. Now, I ask if this reading resonates with you. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. It helps me out tremendously. It gets this channel seen by the YouTube algorithm. So, thank you so very much for doing so. And if you are interested in a private reading, check out my website, daneharttarot.com. It's listed in the description box below. I also offer gift cards for the holidays, so if you're interested in checking that out, please do. All right, now let's begin this reading by clearing the energy space, raising our own energy vibration, and releasing any negativity. This cleanse and meditation will be accompanied by a loud sound. So take a nice deep breath in, exhaling whenever it feels comfortable for you. Releasing all negativity from the body like storm clouds, letting yourself feel calm, centered, and at peace as we enter into this safe and loving space. All right, Aries, let's see what the tarot has to say. Angels and spirit guides, show me clearly. Guide this reading. Oh, I love that. Angels and spirit guides. Don't know if you'll be able to see that one. Let me check. Oh, no. Okay, so we'll put it down here. These cards are a little bit bigger, but I love them. I love them so much. They're so pretty. Angels and spirit guides, show me clearly. Actually, you know what? Let's do this so that the full message can come through. Ew, I love that. Angels and spirit guides, show me clearly. Okay. A bit much. Spirit is awfully chatty. Let me just see everything. Okay. Let's get this all aligned. I hope you guys are doing well. I can't believe it is December 1st. My gosh. If you're in the States, I hope you had a happy Thanksgiving. If you're not in the States, I hope you had a happy, week, happy time, happy life. So let's just see here what's going on. Okay. So we start off with judgment coming through, meaning that we can feel being looked at, but there's also a sense here of claiming back our strength and what we want. And in the Rider-Waite Smith deck, it's a person like rising out of a coffin, which I know, a bit macabre, but there is this sense of rising out of a box that you were put in by others, by yourself, by its societal expectations. And there's a real sense now of I'm claiming what I want. I'm claiming what I need to in my life. Because then we have the Nine of Swords. We're releasing a lot of worry and we're saying, let's go after what I love. Let's have love be in the equation. Now, this is Gemini energy. May 21st to June 20th is the time frame. So we can feel very drawn to Gemini energy during this time, also to Taurus energy. So just be aware of that. If you have Gemini or Taurus energy in your chart, or you're born on the cusp with Taurus, that's going to come through very powerfully and very positively during this time. But we're also looking at what we love. This isn't getting lost in love confused, which if this card was reversed, that's what it would mean. But it's really saying, what do I love? What, elevates me? What sets my heart on fire? What brings me joy? What grounds me? What, has me loving my existence in this world? And that is going to be just a very important thing here because we're building a commitment to our love and to our passion, which makes us shine brighter in every aspect of our world and of ourselves. It moves us then to the Five of Wands, or the Five of Swords reversed. And here we can be having a bit of difficulty seeing ourselves in a different light, seeing that, these might have been challenges or trials or tribulations for us once upon a time. We might have been bullied or made fun of or, felt less than this way or that way. But here with the Five of Swords, it's telling us in the upright position, it tells us, hey, listen, we know we're not that same person anymore. When it's reversed, we kind of feel like, oh, the past has such power over my present. And, Spirit's trying to remind us, does it really? Does it really get to have all the power that we're giving it? Because it's now time to follow what we love and release the worry and the fear. And as we do so, the Page of Swords comes into play. And the Page of Swords is telling us to listen to our inner child voice, which, does sound so out there to say, but a lot of times we look at things and we say, I have to be like this, right? Everybody's like this. I have to be like this. I have to sound a certain way. I have to read certain books, watch certain movies, present myself a certain way to this world. And here's the thing, you do not. You do not. You follow what you love. I love the young adult books, like not young adult, young reader books, like fairy tale books. I love, Winnie the Pooh and everything like that, where there's magic and the real world intertwined, where the authors are writing for people who still believe in magic. And I love that. I love that. And it's easy for the mind to just detox and connect with those stories. So here, when we're listening to our inner voice, right? Our inner child, it can be, hey, feed your inner child with the things that it loved when you were little, with the things that you loved when you were little. And if that's, storybooks, and if that's coloring books, and if that's, video games, then so be it. Give yourself time and sacred space to connect with that child and let their voice come forward, because there's a bit of a blockage here that we're definitely going to be seeing. And if you have children, especially air sign children, Gemini, Libra, Aquarius, all right, or you're working with kids, they're going to get on your nerves. Just to let you know, they will get on your nerves. They will bring up things that you are like, how did they even know that was an insecurity? Like, what the heck is going on here? So just be mindful about this, especially with the holidays. Kids get really, really excited. So be mindful about this during this time, that they're going to be talking to the inner child voice that we ourselves have suppressed, and kind of daring us to bring it forward, to bring our inner child voice, our inner connection forward. With the Hierophant, we are stepping into roles and traditions that are right for us. We are going to modify them, yes, most definitely, to fit our modern world and to fit our modern desires. But you will find yourself during this time, Aries, being pulled back towards the past. And as you are pulled back towards the past, you start to see yourself in a new way. You start to see yourself in a new power. And you start to be inspired in a way that you didn't think you could be, or you didn't think you would be. But there's something about going back to, I don't want to say a simpler time, because it wasn't simple, but it wasn't as inundated. There were some beautiful things about the past and some absolutely horrific things. So here, it's being privileged enough with our foresight and our ability as human beings to take the best things and bring them forward. The best things for our soul and ourself, which the best things for me might not be the best things for you, and that's okay. But here with the Hierophant, it is finding our place within traditions and finding what traditions we want to bring forward, what we want to leave behind, how we want to step into our power, how we feel ourselves stepping into a bigger, more community-based role, meaning not feeling so isolated and aloof from the rest of the world. It brings us to the Page of Wands. This is us coming forward, our fire sign energy coming forward. We're represented by the wands here, the needles in the minor arcana. And with the Page of Wands, it is embracing our inner child fire. When we embrace what we love, we're letting that inner child fire take over. Now, we can get a little bit overwhelmed during this time, so do be mindful about this. The world is reversed, okay? And the Hermit is reversed, meaning we're focusing on our inner world, not on what everybody else is demanding, which can make us feel overwhelmed. And the Hermit reverse is like, I want to be in the middle of everything. It can also be having a hard time being in the silence. So that's why we want to be in the middle of everything, because we're having a hard time connecting with the silence of us. So being mindful about this is going to be important. With the world here, I just also feel like there's a lot of emotion coming at us. So we want to step back from the world, and that's perfectly okay. I mean, there's a lot of craziness going on, and stepping back and taking care of ourselves and showing up for what we need to show up for. That's very important. And so not having ourselves drained by all the chaos of the world, that is very important as well. But we're not talking about here when spirit is coming forward, spirit is saying to us, don't get caught up in the rest of the world. Get caught up in your world. Connect with those around you, connect with you. Show up in your power. The hermit is, again, having a hard time connecting with our inner desires and our inner wishes. So do be mindful about that. With the Seven of Wands reversed, there's a bit of sneakiness that goes on. There's a bit of doubts and fears that come forward. We're releasing them and we're saying, I don't want to anymore. I don't need this. I don't want this. And I'm not going to be participating in this energy. With the Five of Cups reversed, we're having a hard time changing our mind and changing our lives. So being mindful about this, that we can be very rigid with ourselves. This is the way I see things, or these are my flaws. This is where I'm not, succeeding, achieving, moving things forward. How could I? Everything's terrible type of thing. And not letting us see the healing, beautiful love that's with us. Not letting us see the celebration of the people around us who want us to succeed. We can really focus on the energies that want us to fall and fail. And it just feels like a ping pong ball bouncing back and forth from really negative energy to negative energy. And Spirit's saying, stop, stop. And that's really easy to say. And it's really hard to do when we just feel completely overwhelmed. This can be a time where we need to take care of ourselves, right? We have 3 out of the 4 pages. So we have the Page of Cups reversed coming forward. This is going to be a time with the Page of Wands coming forward where we need to embrace our inner child. And we need to do it more with just our passion and our fire. We're very good with action-based things, Aries. But this is the mind and this is the heart coming forward. And here, if we start to focus on the mind and the heart, if we start to let our heart talk to ourselves, because physiologically, our heart talks to our mind way more than our mind talks to our heart. So looking at our emotions and saying, there is validity in my emotions, there's validity in myself. How do I feel? How do I want to move forward? What do I love? Who am I? And letting our hearts come forward. Again, if you have children in your life who are water sign energies, Pisces, Scorpio, Cancer, they're going to hit nerves that you're like, oh my gosh, could you please stop? So do be aware of this. They can be overly emotional, highly sensitive, okay? Highly sensitive energies coming up. When we think of highly sensitive, we think of people who like to be cuddled, right? Or especially like with kids, like we think of a kid that needs a good cuddle all the time and that, likes things more quiet and slow pace. That's not necessarily the case. They can be overwhelmed by the world and, kind of act out by being very physical, like being very, scream, temper tantrum, overwhelmed. So being aware of this during this time is important for us because we can also respond to the world that way with our fire sign energy self. If we're not listening to our heart and we're not listening to our inner child voice, that we just want to have a good tantrum. So, maybe we can't have it because we're too old, but, the 5-year-old standing next to us is going to pick up on that energy and just absolutely have it for us. And we're going to be in that energy space of like, seriously, no, stop. I can't deal with this. So do be mindful about this during this time. You can see this play out in very interesting ways. I mean, if you're not around children, you can see this in your animals. You can see this in interactions that you have when you go out to like the grocery store. You might see this kid having a tantrum, in the store, and you're like, oh wow. And then you realize like, oh wow, that really spoke to my inner self that really just wants to have a good tantrum right now. So giving yourself permission to feel and not just push down emotions and what we desire, that's going to be really important and really prevalent during this time. With the 4 of Swords, you need to rest. You need to rest. You're not going to want to. You're going to want to burn the candle at both ends, and you're going to be very good at burning the candle at both ends. Rest, take care of yourself. That is going to be really important and honoring your story. This week, you're going to see yourself coming out of your shell. You just are. You're going to see yourself coming out of your shell, and then you're going to think, I just want to run as fast as I can to new and exciting things. And then you will be overwhelmed by them if you don't step step out of like the ego of being overwhelmed and step into this place of what do I really want? What is my world? Not what are people telling me my world should be. So being aware of that, because you're taking your power during this time, you're also going to really connect with people who are quite powerful, all right, or who have a real sense of self and have a real hold on themselves in their universe, in their existence. You're letting go of a lot of worry, Aries. And by letting go of a lot of worry that keeps you up at night, there's a sense of like, I need to let them, act out their own stories. I need to focus on me and what I love. And I need to stop worrying about the past and the future and stand very firm and very present, in my right now. Okay. With the five of, of wands, you're not the same person that you are. You're not. And also with the five of wands, there's a sense of releasing a lot of the petty arguing that people will do, like around you. They want to pull you into their trauma drama. Don't. Don't be pulled in, because it will be very easy for things to get just a little bit catty, like a little bit like gossipy and mean. So yeah, we just don't want that. So just be aware of this. Let's see what Spirit has to say. Angels and spirit guides, show me clearly. Guide this reading and show me clearly. This is the duck, and it says, find comfort and balance in simple ways. You have support all around you. And I love that for you. I love that for you, Aries, because it's absolutely true. You have support all around you. Your angels, your spirit guides. If you feel adrift right now, which you can with the Hermit reverse and with the world, focusing inward, it can really feel like, wow, everybody's judging me, because we are so looking at ourselves. We're crowned with judgment. So we can feel judgment quite intensely. But you are loved and you are supported, and there is strong connective energy around you. And letting yourself step into that is just going to be beautiful. It is. And letting yourself have those little connections, like if you're going to pick up a coffee, right? Talking to the barista, doing little things, or just saying thank you and how are you, type of things, is going to be highly beneficial. And then, if we have time during this busy time of the year, volunteering, connecting in little ways within our community can really be big for us and really bring us a lot of joy. It moves us then to our chakra energy. Angels and spirit guides, show me clearly. Guide this reading and show me clearly. Now, this is creativity reverse. This is a blockage in our sacral chakra. So tapping our kidneys is great, just with like kind of like an okay, right? Sign, you tap your kidneys, and then it helps release a lot of frustration and anger and detoxes the body. It can also make us like make our skin glow and make us look a little bit brighter, because we're releasing all negative energy. So that's really cool. And here with the creativity coming forward, it is letting that creativity flow within us, not trying to put ourselves in a box to say, I must be like this or I must be like that. It moves us then to our energy to be mindful of. Angels and spirit guides, show me clearly. Guide this reading and show me clearly, angels and spirit guides. Ooh, okay. So interesting that we have the Ace of Pentacles and the Lady. There can be a push by somebody around us that wants us to plant seeds in very certain ways, that wants us to be productive or move things forward in very certain ways that we're just not here for. Okay. So do be mindful about this. Now, of course, there can be a pregnant person around us that is being a bit much. So that can also be the case. Do be mindful about that. But I just see this as us being told to plant seeds that we do not want to plant, to move things forward in a way that we do not want to move them forward. And somebody thinks they have the right to dictate to us what we do and do not want, and what our soul is saying to us, when that's rude. It's rude. So just be aware of this during this time. Okay. And they're not right. And yet we're going to feel guilty and feel like, oh my gosh, I should be doing what they say. And the question is, why? It moves us then to our subconscious spirit message, which is the hummingbird reverse. And it says, release what you've been carrying and lighten up. New joy is on the way. We have been very tight, like very tense. You can feel it in your shoulders, in your jaw. I see it mostly like in the head and shoulder area. So just being aware of that, releasing it and letting yourself fly free, but also letting yourself fly, with speed and confidence in this world is just super important. It moves us then to our energy to be mindful of. This is the Six of Swords. So we want to move too quickly. Okay, we're going to try and move too quickly. And we're also going to have a tendency during this week to look at certain things, but mean things. Like, I don't know why we're picking out the mean things. Well, because they're more prevalent in our minds than the nice things. So they're easier to come up because we as human beings can focus on the nasty first, like our program to focus on the nasty first and then the good second. So here, just be mindful of taking some nasty words and saying, well, they were saying it to me for my best. They were trying to help me and they didn't really mean to be so mean, even though they were. So just be mindful about this during this time because we don't need that energy with us. And yet we're going to be like, oh, but this is helpful. It's not going to be helpful. It really isn't. We then have our solar plexus energy coming forward, a blockage in our solar plexus chakra. So if you interlock your hands like this and you rub like from your tummy to like your belly button and up, like all over that area in the circular motion, okay, that helps break up blockages in our solar plexus chakra. We are going through a transformation. We are claiming our power. We are claiming what we love. We are going to get scared. And instead of inner strength coming forward, we're going to want to hide away, but we're going to want to hide away by being in the middle of a crowd, right? Nobody can find me here. Or it's so loud, I don't have to find myself or hear myself. Be mindful about this. It moves us then to the sun coming forward subconsciously. The sun is shining brightly within us subconsciously. We know that there's a new dawn, a new day, a new brightness coming forward in our lives, and it's time to embrace it. It's not what we expected, but it's something so beautiful that it takes our breath away. All right. All right, Aries. I hope this reading has resonated with you. I wish you nothing but light, love, peace, and happiness. May harmony always be with you. I am sending loving, healing energy to each and every one of you. I love you all and stay safe. Let's end this reading with a meditation, a clearing away of negative energy, a raising of our positive energy as we embrace the power, intensity, and beauty of this week and of ourselves. So take a nice deep breath in, exhaling whenever it feels comfortable for you. May you move forward in peace and in harmony, Aries. May blessings and prosperity always be with you. I love you all. Have a blessed week. Bye.